it's okay.
Hi
Take care
there,
of yourself.
everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. It's great to be here. Been a little bit of a delay, but we will. It's also Friday. It's not a Saturday, so we're gonna go ahead and dive in and play a game. All right, we're back. So let's go ahead and dive in, picking up where we left. Well, no, as is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, the player characters, the players on the other side of the DM screen. Fuck you, Nicholas Rohrman. As the player, love you, Nick. So the players are responsible for doing the summary, those manning the player characters. So with that, Gemma, you're on summary. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do it as Twig, so no PC summaries today. But yeah, last time the party had a swirl of leaves appear to them with an invitation to a ball that was happening that evening. A celebration of both the festival and also of Dickon's recent victory. Before the ball, however, a steward of House Omen comes to the Forester tent, asking for permission and approval for Aveline to don Forester colours as a sign of unity between the two houses. Nalfian also goes and makes sure that Dickon is looking his best for the night, like the true bro he is. So everyone in the festival descends to the lake, which is decorated in this natural splendour for the night, and the ball opens with a tribute to Arthur Omen before opening up for some more general mingling. Nalfian goes off with Aveline for introductions with other knights, and Twig observes the air of confidence that all the other nobles seem to have, and also provides a little out for playwright William Bosserman, who got caught up in a very terrible conversation/company. Eurydice also bumps into a Synod of the Children of the Flame, and provides a lead, or possible lead for Darkwood activity in the Gemstone Archipelago. Lord Downguard, one of the older minor lords, pledges his aid to Twig, regardless of the stance of his larger house. And another steward approaches the party, this time from House Dragu, the lord wishing to speak with Twig. He accuses her of embarrassing him earlier and discounts her wishes for peace, seeing her only as naive and unworthy. And although she had refused the first two offerings for food or drink that he had given her, in an attempt to make a point against him and reclaim an earlier slight, Twig accepts a glass of milk, and right before she's able to drink from said glass, Bosserman seemingly cuts in, disrupting the conversation and giving a subtle warning to Twig. And after it becomes apparent that Twig won't be able to leave with the glass to find out whatever the hell was in it, she is able to preserve some of the liquid inside through the use of a hummingbird's beak. So back with the party, the toxicity of the tainted milk later fully realized to not kill the victim, but instead cripple and target the nervous system for them, is kind of found out. Nalfian is ready to lash out and act against the Dragus, but he instead opts to take Twig back to the tent, allowing for a more discreet exit. But him leaving means that he misses Dickon's speech and the dedication that he wished to give Nalfian for the help provided. And so once the night ends, the party reconvene, and they all discuss the attempted poisoning, unable to really reach what the full picture is, and things are made a bit more confusing once it's discovered that it was in fact not Bosserman who had intervened. But the one thing that seems clear is that it was intended to get a reaction out of Nalfian, a reality that almost was realized. Nalfian, needing to take a walk to clear his mind, and also unable to leave the matter wholly alone, passes by the Dragu tent. There he overhears parts of a conversation inside, but it's all very secret. And unsure of where else to turn, he heads to the chapel of the Green Lady. Her knight sat frozen inside. Just needing an ear to listen, Nalfian expresses his frustration of being unable to act and unable to protect. The paradox of decorum and duty. He does receive a response, however, the Green Knight affirming him of all his acts, and always being able to provide shelter and love. The sentiments are also echoed by the Green Lady herself, gifting Nalfian greater power into his braces that will only continue to evolve. Upon leaving the chapel, a more than unwelcome visage of malice appears to Nalfian, only to be followed by several other of the Forsaken. There is then a message that permeates through all spaces and into all minds, a message from the Dark One. Hold dear to all you love, for soon it will be no more. And a small but no less foreboding crack forms across the night sky. Ba-ba-ba!
Ha-ba-ba, indeed. Thank you so much.
So much happened.
Gemma.
So
Yes, a
many
lot
things.
did happen.
Yeah,
However,
sorry.
before we... It's okay.
No, you're great.
No, the summary was great. It summarized
It was beautiful.
5 hours of stuff in 2 minutes. So good job. Thank you. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, before we wrestle with the fallout of what just transpired, Nalfian, your armor is now in your inventory on D&D Beyond. It is equipped and attuned. It is called the Green Soul Armor. It's currently dormant. So I'll go ahead and just so everybody can hear what the item does. It is studded leather armor. The cloak, the armor shimmers with a green hue embroidered with intricate patterns of vines and leaves. When you wear it, you can feel the raw power of the Green Lady and the essence of nature itself pulsate within. The awakened and exalted state are on there, but right now it is only, you can only use the things that are in the dormant state. So in the dormant state, the wearer gains +1 bonus to AC while wearing this cloak. The cloak has 3 charges, and as an action, the wearer can expand a charge, or as an attack action, the wearer can expand a charge to cause a thick vine to shoot out from the armor, grappling onto the surface or a creature within 30 feet. You can use it to climb, swing, or attempt to restrain a creature, DC 18 strength save. The vines retract after 1 minute upon the user's command. Regains all charges at dawn. As a reaction to being hit with a melee attack, the wearer can cause a swarm of thorny vines to lash out, dealing 1d6 piercing damage to the attacker. So that is not a roll to hit. That just, if somebody hits you, boom, vines in your face. So there you go.
Okay, very cool.
That is it in its dormant state.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
My AC actually went down.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, I saw that you had an override AC of 19, so it wasn't adding the bonus, but I couldn't figure out what the bonus was from.
I don't know. Me either. It's always been like that for a hot minute, so I'm not sure. I can look into
cheating for a hot minute.
No.
I think one of the things was, I think there was a +1 bonus from Ephron.
That's right. That was like forever ago. And I
Yeah.
asked if I could keep it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that would be a thing. Yeah. And Ephron hasn't gotten rid of
Yeah.
it yet. He hasn't made anything
Yeah.
new.
That's right. See, I'm not a toothy face. That's why I ask these questions.
All right. So now you're at the same AC. I don't know where that
Okay,
extra
cool.
+1 came from,
That's okay. I was just wondering.
but yeah. Okay. All righty. So with that, we need to change the vibe a bit. As
What do you mean? Peaceful? The hole closes?
what is this one?
Sew it up.
So, Nalfian, as you finish your conversation with Malice and these aspects of the Forsaken, you see the large crack form in the sky. And as you begin to make your way back towards the tent with a little bit more of a hurried pace, you can see many people sort of stirring and waking up, looking up into the sky, murmured, talking, and panic ensuing with many of these people. They return to their tent to talk to, whether it be their retinue of knights or their family members or other individuals that have accompanied them to these events. Eventually, though, you get back into the camp, into your tent, and you can see that all of your friends, all of your companions, oh, wow, okay. All of your friends are awake as well. So each one of you would have...
music was like, nah, they're dead. I was like, okay.
All of you would wake up very shortly before Nalfian enters the tent with the words that were spoken. And as you look up to the sky, whether it be through the flaps of the tent as you wake up, but you can see a crack very similar to the one that began to form in the astral sea. But Nalfian, you enter. All of your companions seem to be awake, so I pass it off to all of you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, Nalfian would probably just kind of, without meaning to, but obviously in a hurry, just kind of come bustling into the tent to see if everybody heard the same thing he heard in his mind. I think you all need to come outside if you haven't seen it.
Seen what?
Just everyone come outside. Quick. And he's gonna like usher everybody out, like holding the tent flap.
Yeah, I'll head out.
So yeah, as all of you exit the tent, you see a very similar sight to that of the astral sea that had formed right outside of the Mausoleum of Souls. It is a translucent fracture in the otherwise clear nighttime sky. Sparks of purple and black, these tendrils that sprawl out across, almost like a fracture that you would see in glass or a bone. This lightning-like strike where these tendrils of shadow and dark magic emanate from. You can see a crack beginning to form. As that crack forms, Eurydice, you do receive word, finally, from Hrothgar.
Oh, shit.
As, now that things are resolved in Salamander Coast, this can happen. He says,
Eurydice, I just received your message. Things are bad. We won here, but at a great loss. Some of the companions, you know, they some perished, some were gravely wounded. And now I see this crack in the sky. If you learn more, let me know, please.
That's fine. I'm sure that's fine.
okay.
Okay. Yuri would then, like, kind of out loud tell everyone, hey, I just got a message from Hrothgar. They see this too. And apparently things down with him and what they were fighting, that they're not good at all.
How not good?
They won whatever battle was happening down there, but they lost. So you remember, I think it was Bianca, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the runaway? Yuri's saying this like in character. The runaways or the wanderers? Which one is it?
The runaways, right? Yes, I remember.
The runaways. I think Hrothgar referred to something else. But
Wanderers. That's like, we don't know what's going on there.
We don't know what the fuck is happening. Apparently, several of them have been killed, and at least some others mortally wounded or gravely wounded. It seems like they took a lot of casualties.
Yeah, Nelfin just kind of looks at her for a second. Clearly uncomfortable news. And Lily looks back up to the sky. When I left earlier, I went to the chapel just to clear my head and think a little bit, and when I was coming back, something came to me. I don't want to believe it was actually malice, but something appearing to be her showed up. She was taunting me and basically trying to get me to take the bait. But as soon as I tried to walk away, there were others. Other 13, these Forsaken, and all they were trying to do was get a rise and taunt and basically saying everything we've done has been for nothing. And then kind of points to the sky. And then also the message that I heard. Hold dear to all you love, for soon it will be no more.
This might be a dumb question, but is the crack, like, right above where we are? Does it seem to be, like, on top of somewhere else? Like, I know it's in the sky, but, like, you know how, like, you know, you can see that, like, a cloud's off in this distance or whatever, like, does it seem to be above anything in particular, or... That's basically my question.
No, it's as you look up, it seems to be right above you.
Man. I don't understand why now. Did something happen?
I don't know if anything maybe needed to happen necessarily. It might just be something that's been happening. I mean, we know what happened in the Astral Sea, so maybe the Astral Sea one got worse and now it's here.
You can see at about this point, a group of heavily armored knights begin marching down the thoroughfare headed towards your camp. You can see that on each side they flank Sir Aveline. The fuck is her name? Aveline is the play. Avalon is the place. Aveline is her name. Okay.
Aveline.
What I should have made her name in the first place. Aveline. You can
Is
see.
she coming to us?
Yeah, she seemingly is coming to you. She is currently in her more formal wear, not necessarily her armor, but the knights, her retinue that protect her, being the heir apparent, are moving closer. And you can see that she approaches. The knights kind of form this semi-circle around her and sort of away from all of you. You guys are not the danger. The danger would be away as the knights face away from you, as she faces you and says,
I'm sorry for coming to you in the middle of the night, but I'm assuming that I was not the only one that heard whatever those words were.
Correct.
Then I do not think that it is such a far claim from what all of you have experienced in Hearthcrest and Wheat Hill and Highland Pass, that this must be connected to this Dark One, then.
Right. We're trying to figure it out now. I don't... Listen, I don't know what this is exactly, but... He wants to say more, but he wasn't expecting her to roll up, so he's not gonna say his piece in front of her. But it does seem like it is connected to the Dark One, yes. Where are you guys going? Nothing seems to have come out of it.
This is an unexpected development, to say the least. I was coming this way for one, to ask all of you for confirmation. And then for two, I will be making my way to the Green Lady and the chapel to implore her in the tourney, so we may all return and prepare for war.
Wait. And I say this with all respect, but I don't think you truly understand what it is that we are all up against here. I don't think it's as simple as just readying ourselves for... Hell, any war that you've been in is not going to be anything like what you expect this to be. I'm not saying this is not a good idea to maybe ready ourselves and prepare for the worst, but there's a part of me that thinks that this is very real, this is very happening. But what's the first thing you do when you're about to go to war? You incite fear. Right? Panic. You send a message to get everybody up in arms and second-guessing themselves and looking over their shoulder and questioning who to trust. I think this is a scare tactic and a sign of what is to come. Whatever you do, you need to do it with care and caution, because people are already going to be panicking. If you got that message, who knows who else got it. You just need to be careful with how you word what you're going to say. I hope that makes sense.
It does make sense. My only concern is, regardless of how green they may be, some of the strongest knights in the realm are at this tourney. And in the events to come, it may be possible that they will perish. If this
Right.
Dark One is as all-encompassing as you have said, that we have been made to believe by the College of Hearthcrust, then we will need every single skilled fighter to even stand a chance.
Right.
As heir apparent of Tarkir, it is most important that I look out for my people.
No, I couldn't agree more. I just wanted to stress the gravity of this whole situation. If you need someone to speak on it with you, I can. But if you feel as though your word is enough, then... Nalf will just kind of like gesture towards, I guess, the chapel.
And she will look to you and say,
Thank you. It's been an honor getting to know you, Sir Nalfian, and I hope that our paths cross again.
Nalfian will reach out to shake her hand.
you shake hands, and as she goes to walk away, there is this booming voice that is heard over the city of Vitrinet. It echoes throughout the grass and mud beneath your feet. An authoritative voice. A voice that you know could be as soft as the wind, but in this moment is as hard as a rock slide. The tourney will not end today. It will be seen to its completion, as it has been seen to its completion year in and year out
for as long as I have been the guardian of these realms. The tourney proceeds.
The rumbling stops. And Sir Eveline looks to you then and says,
Well, and I guess it has been decided. Good luck in the tourney to come, Sir Nalfiel. May the best knight win.
Yeah. A little slow nod.
and with that, she will turn and walk, and the knights will follow with her.
I mean, we only have 2 days left, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now kind of turns to look at everybody else. Just to see what they're thinking.
I mean, the crack that was in the Astral Sea, it didn't only suddenly appear, it's been there for at least some time, and things have been, well, mostly okay. So surely just because a crack here has formed, it doesn't mean we don't have any time, right?
Right. I think the problem is we don't know what to expect. The timeline here is moving so differently than I suppose the only other ones that we know. Zephyrin, right? Or Ephron? Which one was the alien?
Well, Ephron said
Jesus.
that
There we go.
it was like, what, 100 years after the first crack formed in the sky? 100 years later, and then things kind of ended. But it means that we don't have to mobilize everything today. You know, we don't have to put everything suddenly on hold.
Right, and that's what I worry about, is if people start panicking and tossing all of their loved ones into battle and forgetting about what they have in front of them, things could get messy real fast. But
I agree.
we can't ignore it either. I mean, he gestures to the sky again.
But the festival and the Green Lady, kind of what you've been saying, it's going to ground us and everybody. And the best defense we have is finding life and light and joy in a world that is falling apart. So we finish the tournament, and then we hit the ground running on this. I mean, we don't have much to say in it.
I agree. Again, and I could be a fool for saying this, but I really... With everything that has happened just tonight, think about it. This tournament has been going in our favor pretty much the whole time. But all in one night, all of these different triggering effects have taken place. Somebody is very obviously trying to cause harm to Twig, get a reaction out of me. And then I see Malice of all people. And then I see more Forsaken. And they sure didn't like me bringing up the fact of what happened with Finch. And then there's a crack in the sky. They're scaring us. They're trying to distract us. Maybe something else is going on, I don't know. But I mean, we got one. We took care of Finch. Maybe this is his way of retaliation. to make it seem as though we don't have any sort of advantage over the situation. I mean, Eurydice, you said, Hrothgar said things were, yes, people were lost, but the battle was won, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's a step in the right direction.
I wish we knew more about what they were facing. Maybe when there's a little bit more time, we can connect with one of the survivors so we can just compare notes, because we need to be a unified front point.
I agree. I don't think there's more we can do tonight. Somehow, I think we all need to get some rest. Maybe get some answers in the morning. And I know we said this already, but I think just to double down on the point, nobody should go anywhere by themselves. Alright?
As long as you take your own advice.
I will.
Sorry, maybe not the best time joke. I tried.
It's alright. I will, though. But when the next trial happens, I don't know what to expect. And if I'm not there, I just want you all to look out for each other. I know you will, but I think we're all just a little on edge and a little, I don't know, jumping at shadows. Can we lock our tent door?
Yeah, Zephyrin will cast alarm.
Wait, no way.
He'll-
Oh yeah,
He'll
right,
cast
cool.
alarm in front of the the door to the tent.
Great.
Tent flap.
Tent flap.
The tent flap, yeah. So he'll do that. He'll make a perimeter around the tent even. Look at that.
Thanks for hoverboard. Look at him.
And you all can head to sleep. Was there anything else anybody wanted to do before going to bed, or you just...
Oh shit! Actually, Nalfian would tell them what. So much is happening. Would tell them what he heard passing, dude's house, Dragu's house.
Dragu.
Yeah, Dragu's tent. Just blah. That's also what I heard. Yay, blah blah blah. Because that seemed important. And kind of he'll double down on the idea of like sticking together and just like making sure we're moving in groups or pairs at the very least. But that's it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Alrighty. So, with that, all of you will head to rest, and eventually the sun will rise. As you awake the next morning, you can hear the rivers of Vitronet coursing all around, very close. And the sound of activity, it is much smaller than what it was before. Very quiet, hushed, really. There is a shadow that lingers over the tourney. many of the actors, musicians, and troubadours that had populated the festival. They play sad dirges or ballads, or some have even left the tourney entirely. Many of the games are no longer open. Much of the joy that was here is gone. There's just this lingering shadow. As all of you exit the tent, you have the first half of the day ahead of you if there's anything you'd like to do before this afternoon's event.
Yeah. Wanna go and try to find Annalise.
Okay.
You have to take a buddy.
I know. I was about to say.
Okay.
Yuri's gonna like go to Lila. She's gonna be like, "Hi."
Hello.
So we talked about the fact that whoever, right? Let's assume whoever helped Twig yesterday was not William Bosman. It was somebody who had the same knowledge as William Bosman and knew enough about people to be able to pretend to be him, but wasn't him.
Yeah.
So we go find Annalise. She knows a lot about people. Maybe she knows who could have done something like that. Maybe she's heard stories. Maybe she knows something. She seems to know a lot.
She does. I think that's really smart. We might as well pick her brain about it. It's a good place to start, and she seems trustworthy, would you say?
I mean, she gave me a very convincing life story, so either she is a wonderful liar, or she is actually trustworthy.
Which one do you feel?
You know, I'm really inclined to try and maybe trust her. I just take everything with a pinch of salt. That's all.
Okay, well, let's go chat with her, and if we're feeling kind of suspicious, I'll, read her mind for a little bit, see if we can get a temperature check. Because, yeah, I don't know what else to do.
Okay, great. Yeah, we're gonna go try and find her somewhere amongst
go!
everything.
Okay. So, you two head towards Annalise and where you believe you can find her. Walking throughout the different abandoned carts and trading areas until eventually you do find her walking about the ruinous area, just trying to find something that's open. As the two of you approach, she turns and greets both of you with a smile. Hello, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't expecting running into anyone today. I thought that most people probably would have left by now, but I guess that makes sense, with the knight still in the tourney. Well, I don't think you and your group have a way out, do you?
Well, yeah, no, we weren't gonna leave anyway. I mean, it's important, and it's important to Alfie, and therefore it's important to us, and yeah. Are you feeling okay? It was very scary last night.
Yes, if I'm being honest, it wasn't exactly my favorite thing, what happened last night. But terrible things have always happened in our world, and people like you and your group, they're always there to stop them. So what makes this any different than any of those other times from the stories we've all read about?
I suppose. Yeah, Yuri looks a little uncomfy, but she kind of brushes it off. So did you end up at the party type thing that happened yesterday night?
The ball?
Yes. I couldn't find the word.
No,
Nice.
you're fine. No, I was not there, sadly.
Oh, really? That seems like your kind of thing. Why weren't you there?
Well, Eurydice, for someone like you, in the company of a lady, surrounded by a famous knight, all of you famous adventurers, of course they would let you in. But
Oh,
a bard who is a wannabe gleeman, it wasn't exactly a all are invited.
oh, I'm so. God, that's stupid of
No,
me.
no,
Sorry,
no,
I didn't.
no, don't
Can I get
don't
an
apologize.
insight check though, real quick?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I'm sorry, I should have asked. Can Lila see if there was anything she was trying to hide in those sentences?
Yeah,
I'm
there you
so
go.
bad about
Even
that.
better, make it with advantage because you asked nicely.
Oh wait, I don't know how. Well, 28.
Oh Christ.
I don't think it went through in. It's
Oh,
in
no, it
D&D
didn't.
Beyond because I clicked advantage. I'm so used to doing
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, as far as you can tell, she's telling the truth.
that. All right, cool. Good start, Annalise.
Okay. Kind of like side eyes like Lila for just a second to kind of see what she's doing, and then it's like, okay, well, we had some questions to ask you. We had a really weird encounter at the ball. Well, at least Twig did. Do you want to, like, she kind of gestures for them to kind of go off the main path. There aren't many people around, but just to kind of be somewhere that is obviously this is a conversation that they don't want people listening to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can for sure find a little bit more of a secluded area for just the three of you.
Cool. Leads her off, and then it's like, so Twig was talking to Lord Dragu, and we think that, or we know, Lord Dragu basically tried to poison Twig with some kind of thing that would have caused her intense pain. But before she could drink this, William Bosserman stepped in and stopped Twig from drinking it. And then kind of kept Lord Dragu talking, gave Twig a bit of an out. When we asked William Bosserman about this later, he didn't seem to recall the interaction at all. And we don't think he was lying about it either. So either he really wasn't there and that was somebody else, or somebody wiped his memory of it.
Mhm.
If it was somebody else who stepped in, they would have to know enough about people and about William Bosserman to be able to convincingly imitate him to Lord Dragu and know what to say to get Lord Dragu to pay attention to him instead. You seem to know a lot about people, about gossip, about just generally this kind of stuff. Do you have any ideas of what this was, or what could have gone on?
I mean, see, she kind of searches her mind for a moment. I mean, common things, nothing rings a bell. But then again, you guys are not common people. You are connected and magically inclined in a lot of ways. It could be that, considering the connection that Nalfian and Twig seemingly have to nature and to the Green Lady, it could have been a shape changer of hers that wanted to protect. You mentioned that Dragu was trying to do something to Twig, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to say that, and that wasn't something you said, and then it was like, oh!
That's all right.
Okay, so I just wanted to double check. So she says, maybe that shape changer or the Green Lady wanted to protect Twig. I mean, I think that regardless of where you're at, she kind of looks down at the ground for the grass. Seems like no matter where you are here, the Green Lady hears you, knows what you're saying. So
It could have been that. I mean, William Bosserman, he did write Hamlet. And, I mean, the big crux of that story is the poisoning at the end. So maybe it was something that he saw coming. And you said that he was trying to hurt her. So perhaps William Bosserman saw that and maybe just assumed that it would be something evil or something bad, considering Dragu's disposition towards most people, and then had his high mage mind blank him, like you said. I don't know, but that's a serious offense.
Yeah, we know. I mean, if Lord Dragu had access to poison, it's not entirely
all of the
weird that
nobles do.
Well, I mean, if he has, what I'm trying to say is, if he has that, then it's not totally out of the picture that he could have magic or something that could then wipe somebody's memory for a short time, or of an event. It's entirely within the realms of possibility.
In the realms of possibility, I don't think it's going to get a, whether it be Queen Elizabeth or the Green Lady, to act upon it.
That's the issue. We can't technically do anything about this right now without causing issues and having to prove it.
I think we more so was just trying to see if somebody we knew. It seems like we have an ally in some corner. Maybe you're right, it was the Green Lady, but we were kind of hoping that maybe you had picked up on something and we could rely on you to maybe continue to listen and be our eyes and ears where people wouldn't expect them to be. We just are feeling kind of backed in a corner a little bit.
Listen, I can try, but I don't know. I'm typically very intentional about where I'm at and what I'm choosing to listen to, but I suppose I could make an effort, and if I do hear anything, I will tell you.
Less of making it a mission, just keeping it in mind, I guess, is more what I meant.
Sure, yeah. No, I understand.
Does she seem uncomfortable?
Make an insight check.
I think it rolled.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go. There you go. Yeah, she does seem a little uncomfortable right now.
Can I read her mind?
Yeah, as you activate your channel divinity, nothing.
What?
You hit a
What?
wall. No thoughts.
Huh?
You are unable to read her mind.
Because of a check? Like she rolled well? Like, and I tell.
Nope.
Do I have a check?
No, with your ability,
didn't
you just
see-
do.
We didn't see Joe roll. This is just a thing. She doesn't have thoughts. Head empty.
Or okay, let's not
Okay.
jump to extreme conclusion. She probably has an item on her that keeps her from allowing her thoughts to
She's
be
a
read.
fucking. How would she have that?
I don't know.
She's not like wealthy or some shit.
Wait, so other crazy options. She's not real. We're talking
Okay,
to
no.
something
well,
that's
I mean,
not a person.
What, is it a monk? Is she? No, she's not a monk. She's a bard. Right? She's a bard, right?
That's what she said, yeah.
It's your girlfriend.
That's what she said. But also, have you seen that getup? That's a bard. That's a monk getup right there.
Dude, she's absolutely shredded. What do you mean? It's from playing
is.
her lute so much. She fucking shredded so hard it
Maybe it's a
transferred to her
monk then.
abs.
I want to bring it up, but I can't.
You
Uh,
fucking
Yeah, 'cause-
should, dude.
With your feature, they are unaware of you doing that.
yeah.
Yep, that's the... You can see she does
Have we
not
seen
notice.
her interact with anything physically, like that isn't just on her person? Like, have we seen her like sit down at a chair or something. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Eurydice and her, they sat down on a blanket. They ate food together. I mean, initially she helped Eurydice win the ring toss when you guys first got here.
no, I mean right now, not like in total.
Oh, no, not necessarily. Her feet are making imprints in the grass. You guys aren't like on the
Okay.
gravel or anything, so you can tell that she is at least physically taking up space and weight.
Okay. I will say at that moment, I think because just they're good friends, something you could tell Eurydice that like Lila is startled by something.
Make a
I
deception
don't
check.
think me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess I should ask, are you trying to hide it? Because you're standing 2 feet away.
Okay. I guess I didn't. Because I think about like myself. I wouldn't. I think it's just her gut reaction. I don't think she's trying to hide it.
Okay. All right.
I don't. I think she's just like surprised that. I don't think it's outrageous, but you know where you just kind of do like your eyebrow like kind of like lifts,
Mm-hmm.
like nothing crazy. But
Yeah. Okay, her passive insight is high enough to notice that.
Yeah.
As you react, she looks to you and says, "What?"
Nothing. Sorry. Just you seemed a bit uncomfortable.
Now make a deception check.
All right. Yeah.
Fuck.
There we go.
I'm fucking frantically.
Sorry.
Googling
I'm
right
going
now.
to ruin your relationship. Shouldn't have
Fuck you,
invited
man.
Lila. Damn it.
Okay. She rolled a 22.
That only makes sense. Don't stab me, please.
She looks between the two of you. What's going on here?
I don't. Yuri looks genuinely confused at Lila.
We need to know a little bit more about you. Right now. We've been giving you a lot of trust. And I'm willing to be very honest with you right now. I really am. Or we can just end this conversation right now and we all leave knowing what we know and nothing more.
Make a persuasion
We've
check.
already I'm like, we've already said too much as is, so I'm not very Come on, Lila. Come on, Lila.
Okay.
That's where I'm bad at it.
You can see she looks to you, Lila, and then looks to you, Eurydice, and her glance softens when she looks to you as she says, "I'm sorry. I've let this go too far already. You won't need to worry about me anymore."
No, I'm not. We're not worrying. She like looks at Lila like really like what the fuck, and looks at Annalise. I really, look. There's just high tensions right now. She points at the sky. There's a massive crack in the sky. Everything is going to shit. We need to be open with each other. We need to know who we can trust. Because the only way we're going to get through this is having people that we trust and being able to share what we know to fight this. And I don't want you to just walk away thinking that we don't trust you or that we don't want to trust you. I do.
Make a persuasion check, Eurydice.
If you fuck this up for me, Lila,
Hurry!
I don't believe you.
Your fate is in your own hands right now. What are you talking
Wait,
about?
everyone, quick save before you make this roll.
Yeah.
F5.
That's what I meant by the please don't stab me, because I was like, if this were Baldur's Gate, we'd already be fighting.
We would be, because fam. Okay, I just need to find what's my fucking modifier for persuasion. It's a +9. Okay. This better be fine, or I'm gonna kill you.
That's only fair.
This Betty be fine.
It's a how do I do maths? 26.
26, okay. You can see in that moment she is almost ready to leave without saying another word. But due to your plea, she says,
I promise you I'm on your side. I can't say anymore. I'm sorry.
And with that, you can see as she steps back, there is this crackle of pale golden energy behind her in the shape of a door. And as she steps through, she casts Dimension Door. And
What the fuck?
as the glass door shatters, as she steps through it, she's gone.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
I couldn't read her mind. There was
What do
nothing.
you mean?
I can just do that. With the gifts Corellian gives me, I can just do that. And I don't know why. So I'm not the most... I can't hide being so shocked, you know? I've never not been able to do that. So it made me think either how she's blocking it, or maybe she wasn't her. I mean, it seems like she's definitely her, but a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and I want to trust her, but I don't know.
Right, okay. So you decided to poke around in her head and there was nothing there. It was just... Well, you just couldn't.
I wasn't going to. It's just... She seemed uncomfortable by our conversation. And I just wanted to know what was making her uncomfortable. Because maybe she had promised something to somebody else to learn information about us. And we had already been so open with her. But like I said, we don't really know much about her. And... Right, maybe she is on our side. Like she said, I want to think that, but... We've already... You know, things you've been saying. We've done the whole trust thing. And it hasn't always gone... Or leaps of faith, benefits of the doubt. And then Twig really seriously almost got hurt. I'm listening to you guys, I guess. I don't want to put us in more danger.
Yuri looks genuinely so upset and so just like frustrated. It's fine, okay. Well, now she knows what she knows. We don't know anything more about her, except that there's something going on and she won't tell us. Let's just go back.
I'm really sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's like you said, trusting people apparently gets us nowhere.
That's not what I was trying to say.
No, I said I shouldn't trust her, and then all of you were like, no, it's fine, not everybody is out to get us. So I did, and then that's just honestly backfired. Again, wonderful. So great. Because now she knows exactly what happened with Twig, and we don't know who she's gonna tell. We don't know what her motives are. I'm not mad at you, okay? I'm not. I'm just mad at everything else.
I understand. I don't completely distrust her. I just wish she would give us a little more so we could confirm it.
We need to know more about her to trust her, you know?
No, I agree. I do.
I just really wish she'd trust us enough to give us that.
I'm sorry. Maybe you should have brought somebody else with you.
No, it's okay. I don't think it would have gone any better.
We don't know.
Maybe she'll come around later. I don't know.
I hope she does.
Yeah. She was
That
really
would be a good.
nice. Yeah, like apart from just being potentially quite useful, she was really nice.
Lila's gonna like put her arm around Eurydice as they head back. Just to provide some comfort, because that didn't go well.
Fucking rip. Yeah, it didn't go well.
Okay. So, as all of you, or as the two of you are heading back to camp, there's a thing here. Where we're at, though. Oh no. We cut back to Nalthian and Twig, currently in camp getting ready for the rest of the day. As all of you, or as the two of you are finishing getting ready, getting all of your things packed together and preparing yourself for today's event, Nalthian, I'd like you to make an investigation check.
Okay. You sure you don't want Twig to do that?
No?
Alright.
12. Okay. You put on your armor, your weapons, you have everything attached to you, your cloak, along with the bracers that have now extended into this sort of harness that goes underneath the breastplate to provide that extra, or underneath the studded leather armor that covers Nalthian's chest. And it fits tightly, snugly, just how you like it.
Okay.
Why
Alright.
is that so fucking sus?
Yeah, okay. Is it a fucking mimic? Did I just put a mimic on? What the shit?
So, after a few moments after the armor has been put on Nalthian, Eurydice
Did someone
and
steal my
Lila,
shit in the middle of the
armor
night?
Eurydice and Lila would return to the camp.
Can Twig make an investigation check? I mean, we're right next to each other, you know.
Twig doesn't know. Nalthian doesn't even know.
Nobody knows. I mean, I would
I
say.
mean, not even a perception to see if something's like off, like.
No,
I mean,
because
Nalthian
nothing
was
looks
gonna
off.
Go, bitch, you suck. Okay.
You know what's really funny? Sorry, I'm gonna stop making Baldur's Gate jokes right after this one. I had this urge. I don't know about you, Caleb, but like when I got that 5 for persuasion, I was like, inspiration?
Yeah. Where's my reroll?
Where's my reroll?
Oh.
I was gonna say while they were gone, Now wanted to check in on Twig. It doesn't have to be super long if it's
Okay.
interrupting you fucking me over here. Anyway. I'm sorry. I was really salty. I love you. Mama, you're doing great, honey.
Thank you.
Now would just want to go.
Don't you know what I've been through today?
No, yeah. Anyway, ooh. He would just go over to her, just kind of kneel down next to her. How are you feeling today?
I mean, today's better than yesterday. That's a start, right?
That's right. It is a good start. I just, with Lord Dragu and then everything else, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Do you need anything?
I mean, maybe it's not so much a need, but I really hope that you can just know I suppose. Whoever that person was. I don't know, maybe, hopefully, Annalise knows something. I don't like not knowing.
I know. I don't like not knowing either. But I mean, the way Eurydice talked, she seems to be the kind of person to speak with everyone. Maybe she's seen or heard something that we didn't.
Right. Hopefully.
And maybe tonight, depending on how things go, I was thinking we could talk to Lord Ambrose and see if... I don't know if this is a wise thing to bring up to him, per se, but any information he has on, well, your mother and situation with the Queen, he might have some insight. With everything else going on, I don't want us to lose sight on other important matters, too. So maybe we could stop by.
Agree. I would like that.
Okay. We'll go together then.
Together.
And I'll give her a hug.
Do you feel ready for the next challenge? I mean, talking about not knowing things.
You know, when I left last night, I wasn't sure where I was going. Hypothetically and physically. Metaphysically, whatever. But when I was leaving chapel after speaking with the Green Lady, the Green Knight, and before I was confronted with whatever that was, I was feeling like I knew exactly where I needed to be and where I needed to head. And despite everything else, I still do. So I don't know what trials are ahead of us yet, but I feel as though I'm very ready. More than ever to take them on.
What about Sir Mariella? Do you think they're gonna try something?
I know they're going to try something. But here's the thing. What I have learned about this whole tournament is that it's not just what we're doing in the trials. It's everything we've done since the moment we arrived, since the moment we decided we wanted to be a knight. Right? Whatever she decides to do is going against everything that it means to be a knight and what it means to be here. Sure, it's a minute detail that because of whatever she's going to do, I don't think she's going to win the tournament. However, I am worried for you and your safety, and I want to win, but I want to win for the right reasons, but I also don't want to put anyone else in danger by winning, if that makes sense. I don't know.
What if she tries to hurt you, though?
You can see he, hadn't considered that. I mean, I won't let her.
I feel like that's easier said than done, though.
Alright,
Just-
yes.
Be careful, please.
I will be careful. I will. I'm used to looking over my back. I have to have eyes at the back of my head all the time.
Right.
And he'll give her another squeeze. And I guess, look at his armor one more time, but if not, that's okay.
Does it smell funny?
Yeah, now, Alfian, as you double check your armor, everything seems correct.
Ah, you dastardly fool.
Could be in close proximity, could
We're annoying.
we get a little tinge? Sorry, I'll stop.
A tinge.
I feel it. I
Well,
can
the
see
way-
it through your armor.
Only if Twig sounds like that for the rest of the campaign.
Done.
All right, cool. Twig, you see nothing. But now you have to sound like that for the rest of the campaign.
I want to hear it. Give us an example, Gemma.
Should I forgot the voice? Do it again, Joe?
The voice was like this.
Oh fuck! I don't think I can do that.
All right,
I
well,
want to hear the
And make
twig
it
stutter
twig.
in that voice.
Fuck.
Anybody.
But you don't understand.
Just be careful, nothing.
never mind. Nope. X. Cross. Do not
Reload the
pass
save.
go. Do not. Please. Okay, so with that, we move into the beginnings of the next challenge.
I swear to God, she sabotaged the fuck out of me, though. It's fine.
So. Oh my God, I don't know how to type. Okay. With that, a gong is heard. A bell rings out across the tourney grounds, and that, you know, Nalfian, is your indicator to begin to head towards the Lake of the Green Lady to prepare yourself for the next event.
Okay.
So, with that, all of you head in that direction. Does anybody want to say anything or discuss anything before arriving at the Green Lady's Grove?
I do think that unless Eurydice you wanted to keep it just between her, you, and Lila, we'd tell them about how the Annalise interaction went.
Yeah. Yuri's not fussed about keeping it just between her and Lila. She's happy for Lila to tell people what happened.
Okay. I mean, we don't really have to RP it, if everyone just wants to kind of say their, like, feelings on it. But basically, Lila would try to reiterate that it's like, we want to trust Annalise, for sure. She hasn't really given us a hard reason not to, per se, but we do need to kind of be cautious just because we've given her information and she hasn't given us, like, any. So,
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
real quick, because I can't remember. Because this is not the first time she's been sus. Wasn't she like sneaking around someone's tent, right?
He
That
was
mountain fort?
almost gonna walk towards. Was it whose tent was
Yeah.
it?
It was.
Oh,
Yeah,
mine's-
that's what I was asking.
And
Okay,
her
Rowan's.
excuse was that she wanted to go and try to get some stories from her. But my
Yeah,
guess is
bullshit.
that she's got a fucking mad deception modifier.
Mmm.
yeah.
Like, I
think-
reckon she could say anything, and
You're
we'd be
right.
like, yeah.
Okay.
Would it be worth maybe asking Aveline about her? I know the two of you are close, right, Nalfian?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'd be a bad idea. Aveline seems to know almost everything that goes on around here. I mean, maybe she's. I mean, Eurydice, you said she wants to be a Gleeman, right? Don't they travel and tell stories? Surely, you know, Aveline's must have heard of her before.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm also thinking if she was around there anyways, but trying to keep any
I see.
possible connection secret.
I see.
I don't know if they know each other already, though.
Right. I understand. I'll look into it and see if there's a prior connection between the two and if she knows anything. And I guess Eurydice, if she pops up anywhere, maybe she'd be more willing to talk to you privately.
Which goes against our whole no one goes anywhere alone thing, but
I could not go
You're
far.
fucking right.
If it happened, I could not go far. And
at
I
least like an eye shot or something.
I have means of like dimension dooring, if I need to. If I know where people are and they stay close, it doesn't necessarily need to be within eye shot. I just don't want to. I want her to trust me enough to tell me things.
Right, I do too, but I don't want anything to happen to you either. Just use your best judgment if the situation presents itself. Alright?
Okay.
Okay.
That's all Nalf would say.
You guys like my armor? Anyone want to look at it? It's kind of cool, huh?
Oh, it looks nice.
Nice.
It looks real good. Yeah.
It is new, right? Like we can like.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do all this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a bitch now.
It looks really new. Almost like you got it this morning.
All right. Almost like someone did a little Indiana Jones out here. But who's to say? I'm gonna the tournament.
Time for Dalphie to die. Let's go. Woo!
Woo woo!
Okay. So, eventually, you make it into the now that okay. You make it into the grove of the Green Lady, which I will go ahead and move you to, actually. And whoop. As you arrive in the grove of the Green Lady, you can see that there are 14 knights, 15 knights that have gathered. Sir Jacob Holt, Sir Mariella Dragu, Sir Waldemar Saetra, Sir Helena Dusac, Sir Lancelot Hornwood, Sir Dickon Edwards, Sir Imric Tariel, Sir Briella Lapierre, Sir Marcellus Dubois, Sir Dietrich Falkenrieth, Sir Gerhard Eisenhart, Sir Heinrich Sieberwald, Sir Aveline Omen, and Sir Nalfian Forrester. 14 knights enter the third and second to last trial of the tourney of the Green Lady. As all of you approach to stand in your areas where your flags are erected, several spots lie open. That of House Downguard and that of House Ambrose. No knights stand there. No nobility stands there. They are empty. As all of you look to the platform in the center, you can see the Green Knight stands there. As he begins to speak. You can see he looks over the crowd with a pain in his eyes. It's hard to tell considering his wooden form, but there is sadness that lingers over him. He speaks.
Ladies, lords, and valiant knights of Arendelle. As we gather near this field of valor, a shadow hangs upon our realm. The very fabric of our sky bears a foreboding star. Chilling in its prophecy has whispered dire omens into our very souls. We stand on the precipice of uncertainty. And the world we once knew feels even more fragile. But the tourney of the Green Lady must continue. Please, follow me.
with that, all of you begin to walk after the Green Knight, following him down a narrow pathway behind the massive tree in the Green Lady's Grove. And, just to double check, I feel like, was voice bond working?
Yeah, it was working.
It was? Okay, all right. Just after last time, I was feeling a little burned, so I wanted to double check. So as all of you begin to walk, you see the trees break away after maybe 15, 20 minutes of walking in this sort of two lines followed behind the Green Knight. You can see the trees break apart, but another one far in the distance spans above all the rest, this incredibly thick trunk. And you can see an arena hewn from the earth, not from stone moved here, but carved around it. As you begin to approach, you begin to enter the arena of the Green Lady. So, wrong tab.
Ooh.
I like this art.
He's good art, right? So, as you enter the arena, all of the knights are funneled into the center. All of the viewers are sent into the stands. Stretching out before the competitors, the arena for the magical joust. It is an impressive sight. The field is a vast circular expanse. There is this rich, earthy scent of trampled grass that fills the air, and it mingles with the anticipation and excitement from the gathered spectators. It seems as though just for this one moment, the audience forgets about that crack in the sky. At the very center of the field lies the unique spectacle of the magical joust. You can see this large, iridescent, semi-transparent orb. Its surface shimmers with this cacophony of colors. You can see just below it is a wooden chest. Not locked. As far as you can tell, not trapped either. And the knights that are there, they take their place accordingly, all equidistant from each other, surrounding the sphere, unsure of what is to come next. The Green Knight begins to speak again.
Here, in this arena, amidst this arcane glow of this time-honored tradition, we find purpose. The magical joust, though draped in enchantment, serves as a poignant reminder that even in our darkest hours, the spirit of the Knights of Eridane remain undimmed. It is not a mere spectacle of might and magic, but a testament to our unyielding resolve and the endurance of the traditions that bind us. While the orb before you pulses with otherworldly light, do not be deceived by its welcoming appearance. Today, we witness our knights contend against challenges that are both real and illusory. Let it also be a declaration that no matter what shadow may loom, our knights will not be so easily extinguished. To the brave knights here before me, I say face this challenge as you would any other adversary with courage, honor, and the knowledge that every single knight stands beside you. To our spectators, let your voices rise not just in cheer but in defiance of the darkness that seeks to daunt you. In times like these, the festival of the Green Lady takes on a deeper significance. it is not just celebration, but an affirmation. We will hold dear to all we love, and in doing so, prove this prophetic word wrong. And with that, let the magical joust begin.
With that, Nalthian, as you sort of stand there waiting for something to happen, you see the orb fracture in 15 different directions, landing maybe 10, 15 feet in front of you and every other competitor in this area. As this piece of fractured glass lands in front of you, it comes to life. And Nalthian, appearing in front of you, you can see an almost exact copy of you. In form and factor, you can see as you move, it mimics your steps. It mimics the way you draw your blade. It mimics the way you flourish. It mimics every single thing you do. Everything you are capable of doing, it is capable of doing. Every single way you know how to fight and you know how to win, it knows it can counter. In this moment, it is up to you to figure out how to win against yourself. How do you outsmart yourself? It has all of the same features. It can use the echo. It can do everything. And Nalthian, just as you're examining your copy, you can see a couple of the other knights, they brandish their weapons, they attack. There are a few parries, and you can see one of the knights. You can see Sir Lancelot Hornwood as he swings his hammer down towards the copy of himself. You see it's able to block and parry, and the hammer comes crashing into his chest, and you can see Sir Lancelot knocked onto his back. The air shot out of him as these copies, they will hurt you, and it seems as though they can attack with lethal force.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand what the goal of this event is. Am I trying to get past my copy to the wooden chest?
No, you
Okay,
just need to.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
You need to
here.
defeat yourself.
Okay, so we're actually supposed to fight ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was confused. Okay. Okay.
So what are you doing?
I don't know. Let me think. My brain is poop. Nalthian's just gonna like admire himself for a second. I mean, that's just honest.
I
Nalthian.
look that good? Damn.
Like, Nalthian's gonna fix his hair. Does the copy fix its hair? Like, it's a mirror. It's doing exactly what Nalthian's doing?
It is not doing exactly what Nalthian's doing.
Oh, okay. I thought it would do exactly what he does. Oh, well, that destroys my plan I had. Yeah, so, like, it doesn't, like, move when I move.
No, it is its own independent fighter that knows how to counter anything you can do conventionally.
Okay.
So as you are sort of standing there studying, examining the situation, trying to figure out what to do, you can see there are some knights that are attempting to run past to get to the chest, whatever may lie within.
Wait, are we supposed to do that? You said we're not supposed to do that. We're just supposed to defeat ourselves. Are we supposed to go towards the chest?
Well, you're supposed to defeat yourself, but you can see that some knights are running past that, trying to get to the chest for whatever is within. You can see as they do that, you can see Sir Jacob Holt, actually. He makes a move, he dodges, he blocks, and he sprints past the copy of himself. You can see that as he gets to the chest, as he goes to put his hands on it, the version of himself is able to catch up to him as he drops to the ground and tries to open the chest, and you can see Sir Jacob Holt is decapitated by the copy of himself.
Oh my god!
As he goes to touch the chest, easy swoop, back of the neck, and you can see the echo of Sir Jacob fades away and coalesces back into the central orb at the top.
Wow. Nalfian looks to his fucking copy. Alright, listen, man. We've been here before, right? Like, isn't this weird? We've done this, and you know what happened last time? Oh, you kind of got torn to shreds and ended up in another fucking dimension. So, like, what if me and you right now just call this good? And he reaches his hand forward to shake his copy's hand.
Okay, as you extend your hand, you can see Whisper slash out towards the hand.
I will move my fucking hand out the way.
You will attempt to move your hand out of the way.
I will attempt to move my hand out
Does a
of the way.
23 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, and then you have...
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have no idea what to do here. Because I had an idea, but if he doesn't do exactly what I do, I don't think my idea is gonna work. So I will take suggestions from the team, please.
You can also try to bait him into doing exactly what you're doing.
Try and fight really out of character, I guess.
Yeah, I was like maybe
Okay.
using the environment. Like if you see a place where, I mean, I don't know, like maybe where he could like easily fall off, or... Well,
That does
and-
hit though, Joe, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't
so...
know.
Sorry, go ahead. Felicity, I would love suggestions.
No, you're good. I guess just like, what does the environment even look like, Joe? Like, what is Nalfian working with?
It is a rather flat circular arena, not
That's
uncommon to what you'd see in like a jousting field. But it is not about environment. It seems it's about outsmarting. So
See, 'cause
Nalfian...
maybe if there's a loose floorboard, get him off balance, and then stab him a bunch of times.
To knock Nalfian off balance, though?
I don't know.
That's kind of his thing. But I appreciate you.
Oh,
That's
God,
a
I'm
good,
so
it's a
bad
good
at
idea.
math.
I just...
13. That'll be 19 points of damage, Nalfian.
Okay.
I'm using your character sheet, so...
Oh shit. What are Nalfian's weaknesses?
Magic.
What magic
Cast spells.
do you have?
Darkness, fairy fire, and dancing lights.
Well, darkness, no one can see through true darkness, right?
He's got his heat sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, with fairy fire, you quite literally give yourself an advantage there. So like,
Yeah, but he can probably use fairy fire on Nelf.
yeah. But when does Nalfian use fairy fire? He wouldn't be expecting it from himself, you know?
That is
Yeah,
true.
that is true.
It wouldn't hurt to have fairy fire maybe on him.
Well, I have an idea. It might be really
for it.
dumb, but we'll see what
do it.
happens.
I'm sure it's not.
Okay. Okay. Well, after Nalfian gets his fucking hand cut, he's gonna pull it back. Alright, I guess that's a no. And he's gonna draw on his weapons.
Okay.
And he is going to bow to initiate a duel with himself.
Okay, you can see it. Bows in return.
And Nalfian is not looking to actually, like, how do I explain this? Strike with purpose. He's just kind of testing the waters with him. So, like, almost like a sparring session rather than trying to strike
Okay.
a hit right now.
Okay, you can
Like-
see you throw the copy off guard. It is fully expecting full force, relentless, tenacious Nalfian, and it gets this sort of like weaker throws, like intentionally weaker, as if trying not to harm. And you can see that it does sort of fall into a lull, trying not to exert most of its energy. So it does start to
Okay.
fall into a pattern with you.
It does or doesn't?
It does.
Cool. Okay.
Affirmative.
Alright. As he's doing that, he's gonna kind of pick up the pace a little bit and try. It's almost like he's like testing himself. Okay, like, you can do this. Now can we pick it up a notch and keep this going? So it is gonna slowly start to be a little bit more forceful. He's not aiming to hit him yet. He's just
Okay.
trying to push to see if he can keep up with himself.
Okay. Yeah, it easily keeps up now. Are you at all going to attack? Not yet, though?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Now, you can see there is one time where it seems as though the Echo is going to try and make an attack. Do you want to try and dodge out of the way, or are you just trying to continue to build up this momentum?
He will just build up the momentum, and if he has to take the hit, he'll take the hit.
Okay, so the Echo is going to attack again. That is not going to hit. That is a 12 to hit. So you are able to block and parry, and you are able to continue building the momentum until eventually the Echo is no longer trying to make strikes or jabs at you. They are just continuing to try and match pace as the two of you eventually get to your apex, right? You get to your top, where it is about as fast as you can attack, parry, dodge, anything, right? You are going
We're
at
in
about
sync with each other.
you are at this point, yeah.
Nalfian's gonna bring out Echo Nalf.
Okay, where?
Right next to him.
Okay, right next to him. Okay.
Fully expecting him to bring out his.
Okay, yeah. So as that happens,
Poor
you can see
Nalfians.
it is a bit of a delay where you can see they were so focused on what you were doing. It's only a delay because you caught them off guard. So whatever they were expecting, you're already starting to outsmart them a bit. So you can see that as you summon the Echo, immediately they summon their Echo just a few seconds later.
Okay, very suddenly and sharply, Nalfian's gonna break the combat and just break off from him.
Okay, you
And
break.
if that gets Nalf hit, that gets him hit. He's okay with it.
Okay, as you break, you can see the Echo is completely caught off guard and goes to make these two wild slashes. These are going to be with disadvantage. So Whisper is plus 10. That is a 12 on the first one, so that's going to be a miss. And then with the Dragon Tooth Dagger, that is cocked. That is going to be a 21 to hit for the first one. And so that's going to hit. So the dagger's going to hit.
Ouch. I can really hurt myself. Oh yeah, smack me.
So
How
then,
much?
so that's 1d6 plus 1d4 plus 1d8 because it has your Dawn's Wrath on it. So that's going to be, so what's that? 8 plus 5 is 13. Plus 5 is 18. Plus half your fighter level is 6, 24.
Okay.
God damn, Nalfian, you do fucking damage.
I know.
So the dagger is able to slash into you, and it slashes right across your arm. But luckily, the bracer absorbs some of the brunt, so it doesn't hit any vital organs, but there still is a slash that is made, as you can see blood begin to drip into the sand beneath you.
Okay. I want it to be known that Nalfian has not tried to attack this thing at all, and he has almost purposely taken these hits.
Yeah. You can see at this point, Nalfian, as you do that, Sir Helena Dusac, the knight that you had given a hint in the previous challenge, you can see she goes for a lethal jab, but the copy of herself is able to parry and actually ends up lopping off her arm as it falls onto the ground, and then with another slash crosses into her face, creating this very wide gash against her eye and down her cheek, and even getting a bit of her nose. As she falls over onto the ground, you can see that as the knight goes down to strike, you can see that she's able to pull out a parrying dagger and is able to block with just the one hand.
Okay. Is he still, like, copying me?
He is, yeah.
Great. Nalfian is going to turn to his own Echo and start the same spar back up with his own Echo. Not the knight. Not the copy of him. This is gonna get confusing. Hope that makes sense.
So you are trying to spar with your Echo.
With my Echo. Yes. In hopes that he spars with his Echo. It is not lethal, it's what we started with.
Okay.
Do with what you want.
Okay.
That's what Nalfian's plan is so far. This is going somewhere, I promise.
I'm gonna roll for it. Okay. Considering this is Nalfian just tactically, not Nalfian tactically, but Nalfian in a way that is only combat prowess and is not what's it called? It is not Nalfian in his true form with all of the wisdom he's gained over the adventure. I'll say that, yeah, he sees it as a challenge.
Okay.
So he will also start to spar with his echo.
Can they talk? Has Nalfian picked up, like, he's listening. Has anybody started to talk to themselves yet?
No, nobody has done that.
Great. Nalfian's sparring with his echo, and he's gonna say, you know, I could do this all day. And he's, like, looking to see if it responds.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna fucking die. Okay. Boop. Oh shit! I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay, yeah, it responds. It says, what the fuck? No.
What does it say?
No, it says,
You are flesh and blood. I am infinite. You cannot keep going. I can keep going.
I bet I can go farther than you can.
Impossible.
And he's gonna pick up the pace with Echo.
okay, yeah, that follows after.
Great. We're gonna keep going really hard, and at a certain apex, Nalfian is going to... So you remember that moment when we were at that place and Nalfian basically tried to step through where his echo came from and he started to unravel himself? I want to do that.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Ah!
I don't know what to do! So Nalfian, like, he's gonna like be going, just swinging Whisper and Wind, like, incredibly fast. I think it's like a blur of just steel and motion, and there's gonna come a point where he is going to, I guess how we did that was he's going to like dispel his echo and then bring it back, and in that moment he is going to try to step through where the echo came from to see if the other one will do the same thing.
Okay. Okay, all right.
I don't know what to do. I am literally pulling this out my ass.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Unconventional solutions. The problem, I just didn't think your unconventional solution was going to be to try to unravel this guy.
What? You didn't leave me much of a choice. Everyone else is getting their body parts lopped off.
Okay, so
I have no idea what to do here. I'm just making shit up.
go ahead and make for me a deception check with advantage here.
Okay.
Okay, good thing
26.
with the advantage, 26. All right, because otherwise that would have been a natty 1. So, with a 26, you deceive the echo as you go in for that strike. You feign this attack as you dismiss away, immediately just trying to keep up, not knowing what your intention is, right? Only being tactically minded, not wise as Nalfian is. Wise in a less traditional sense, not talking about his modifiers. Wise in his combat knowledge. You can see Nalfian as you go to do that, you dismiss the echo. Split seconds later, dismiss the echo. You are ahead. You summon the echo. You try and fall through. You take that one moment to kick at your heel to snap back, and you can see the echo begins to fall in to the other echo. The copy of you falls into its echo, and it's going to try and make a dexterity saving throw as it's wrapped in, and you can see that unraveling begins to happen. That is not enough. As Nalfian, you see the echo reach through. Due to this already being this magical item that is copying an Echo Knight falling into the echo of this copy. Huh? So you see as this happens, instead of the glass or the creature unraveling like what you would anticipate, you can see the glass that it's made of just begin to shatter and crack and dissolve into the sand as your echo has been defeated for the second time this campaign.
That's crazy.
Also, Gemma, I mean, I'm not making that up. You guys remember, it was like forever and a half ago. I don't know where we came back from, but it was Emerald's one student. I don't remember her name, but she had glasses.
Yep.
And
Yeah, but that's when we were reaching into another timeline, wasn't it?
correct.
He was doing
That's
it through
where-
the echo.
That's where my
Okay,
echo
okay.
comes from. My echo comes
Yeah.
from a different timeline.
Yeah.
So Nalfian was trying to reach into his timeline by summoning him and trying to go through, and that's what started to unravel Nalfian.
Yeah.
So I
So-
tried to get the other copy to do the same
You
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
and it
just wanted you to
succeeded.
know.
So, Nalfian, with that, you can see that you've defeated. The glass is shattered all across the sand. As you look, there is now nothing stopping you from moving towards that chest, whatever may be within.
I guess he'll go towards the chest then.
Okay. So, you can see at this moment, getting backed up to the chest, is Sir Miriella Dragu. You can see that the attacks are coming in quickly. She is not parrying them, even though you would assume that's something she would be able to do. And you see her eventually get closer to the chest, maybe 5-10 feet away. You can see that if you have an opportunity to act if you want, but you're not sure of the rules, you're not sure of the implication.
Like to help her?
Yeah, to help her.
Man.
An evil place, don't help her.
I know, but like it would be such a good fucking move to help her. But
Yuri can unhelp her if you want. I'll do something. You go be a hero.
be a hero, kid. Like, okay, so what do you mean? Like, as in help her with herself, her copy, or help her to get to the box, Joe?
Help her with her copy, because right now, if you don't do anything, she's looking rather exhausted.
I mean, Nalf's gonna help her. It's not her fault. Her dad's a dick. So yeah, he'll look at the box and then look at her and then go help.
Okay. All right. You can see that as you go to help, her brows begin to furrow with this "what are you doing" look. And Nalfian, as you go to help, you can see that "what are you doing," that sort of anger twist into like sorrow and sadness to her eyes shutting. As you can see, she makes this wild slash towards the echo, completely unwarranted and an incredibly poor move. As you begin to move towards her, you can see the echo takes a perfect opportunity, and there is a dagger that is jammed into Miriella's throat.
She did that shit on purpose?
That's what it looks like, yeah. As you go to help, the dagger is jammed into her throat. She grabs onto it, falls over face first into the sand as the blood begins to pour out. The echo dissolves and breaks into glass and drops into the sand as it is reformed into the sphere above.
Is she dead?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Nalfian like stops in his tracks and he is like baffled. I guess he's gonna turn back around and just kind of like spin on his heel. I mean, he's like cursing himself under his breath for maybe, I don't know. He's gonna go towards the box.
Okay. You sort of stutter and stammer, not sure of what's happening, how incredibly bloody this trial has been in comparison to the rest of them. As you make your way to the chest, you can see that Sir Helena, even with the one arm, the adrenaline pumping through her veins, the copy of herself wailing on her, she's able to roll out of the way, and as it goes to make this triumphant stab and slash through her chest, you can see she's able to dodge and takes her parrying dagger and jams that into the side of the head of the echo, and you can see the echo shatter and break and reform into the sphere above you. But as you reach towards the chest and open it, you can see two items within the chest. you can see a silver compass that seems to be broken. It currently spins aimlessly with no direction or no way of pointing north. And underneath it, you can see upright from the direction that you opened it, a tarot card, that of the lovers. But instead of depicting two individuals tied together, you can see what looks to be a retinue of knights riding together.
Okay. He will pick them up.
Okay. You can see at that point, Sir Lancelot Hornwood is able to defeat his copy. Sir Emmerich Tariel does the same. Anything else you want to do?
When he picks up the compass, does it do anything? Is it still spinning?
As you pick up the compass and remove it from the box, Nalfian, you get a flash. Tall, narrow hedges of stone, earth, and plant. This treacherous maze awaits you. And the compass, a silver line throughout it.
Oh, shit. Does he think this is, like, part of the same trial or the next trial?
No, you believe that judging from how the trial with the dragon worked, this is a reward to whoever was able to get to the chest first for the next trial.
And the tarot card had like a bunch of knights on it, right?
Yep. It was the lover's tarot card. But with
Nothing doesn't know anything about that. Yeah. I'll have to ask. Okay. Yeah. He feels so bamboozled by this whole trial. Like, I can see, like, his breathing heavy, not understanding what just happened to Mariella. I imagine he's just kind of standing there holding these two things and just kind of waiting for the rest of the knights to finish.
You can see most of the other knights defeat their champions or their copies in one way or another. But eventually, the trial ends with the last knight to fall dead. The knights to survive are Sir Lancelot Hornwood, Sir Dickon Edwards, Sir Emmerich Tariel, Sir Briella Lapierre, Sir Gerhard Eisenhart, Sir Henrik Sieberwald, Sir Aveline Omen, and Sir Nalfian Forrester. The knights to perish are Sir Jacob Holt, Sir Miriella Dragu, Sir Waldemar Saetra. Sir Helena Dusac is mortally injured as she has lost an arm and an eye and is disqualified from the rest of the tourney. Sir Marcellus Dubois and Sir Dietrich Falkenrieth have perished in this
Jesus
event.
Christ.
And let me go ahead and post their names in the chat here, just that we have them.
As the rest of them come over, Nalfian is going to say, and I'm sure some people are not going to like it, what he has to say, but he doesn't care. He's going to look at the rest of the knights, and he's going to just kind of hold up the tarot card. Alright, just give me 5 minutes of your time. I seriously think whatever we do next, we need to do it together. Because this, what we just did, I mean, look around you. We lost some good knights. And everything that is going on right now and what's going to be happening when we leave this tournament, we cannot afford to lose more good knights. Somebody very close to me just reminded me of that fact less than 24 hours ago. This is important, but what comes next is also important. Look at this. He like holds up the card. I think if we all go in together, we have a better chance of completing whatever the last trial is as one. And he's kind of like looking at each individual knight for clarity.
You can see they look to you, and they look to the bodies of their fallen. And most of them nod in agreement. But Nalthian, I mean, what you know is that for most, if not all of these knights, this is the most bloodshed they've ever seen.
Right. Listen, we need to stick together here. I know this was intense. And for some of you, maybe more than what you thought this was going to be. But if anything, this just proved the reality of the situation that we are in. And it's proving what your resolve is as a knight. There is a much bigger war coming than something like this. And this is only the beginning.
He is right.
Um,
Sir Aveline just
Oh, hell yeah.
echoing what you're saying.
No.
She won't say anything more, but she'll let you continue.
He would just kind of... I don't know. You can see he's... Even he was a little shook. Not that he hasn't seen anything like this before, but more so the fact that, I guess, this level of intensity from the trials... The rest of them, yeah, we fought dragons and 2 people died, but it wasn't... There's something about seeing yourself kill yourself a little different. Especially with everything going on. But I think he'll just end with, I think tomorrow, when we arrive, when we start the final trial, we do it together. We stand as one. We started this as one. Let's end it. For everyone we've lost. And so we can all come out the other end. And if you're with me, I will see you right out front tomorrow morning.
You can see Sir Dickon, he goes,
I stand with you, Alfian. All of us. Right? Right.
as he looks to all the rest of the knights. They nod slowly. But you can see their minds are elsewhere right now. Seems as though the only ones that truly hear you are Sir Dickon and Sir Aveline. The rest hear you, but you don't know if they're listening. You look at them and you can see that their ears are ringing. They're moved by your words. You believe they'll try, but do they have the conviction to follow through? You can see the knights are dismissed. People start to flood from the arena. You can see clerics begin to dress the wounds of the injured and prepare the bodies of the dead. You know that tonight there will be another funeral service for the 5 knights that perished in this tourney. As many of the other knights begin to move away, and Sir Aveline moves closer to you, Nalfi, and Sir Dickon also. Sir Aveline says,
"These tourneys have never been this bloody.
Yeah, looking at everyone's face, I sort of picked that up. What's changed?
You can see
That?
both of
He
them.
points to the sky.
Yeah, both of them look up at the sky at the same time as you point.
Yeah. I figured. I mean, as unfortunate as it is, and I wasn't going to say this in front of everyone, but the truth is, this is what it's like. It is. This is the reality. When you are fighting the Dark One, pain and misery and loss is normal. And maybe this was her way of showing some people that harsh reality isn't so distant anymore. I don't want to talk for the Green Lady. I don't know what else to say to explain it, I guess.
I fear as though she may have made up her mind already. Regardless of what happens, Alfie and I. Whatever the next trial is, I'll be there by your side. I as well.
I think we can make it. All of us. But if everyone's not on the same page, and if everyone can't handle this, and they can't swallow their resolve, it doesn't matter if they can make it through a tournament. They're not gonna make it out there. But, get some rest. Clean yourselves up if you don't mind. There's been a couple other odd things happening, and if the two of you are free later this evening, I think myself and the rest of my companions would like to have a few words, if you don't mind.
Of course. We will make the time after the funeral service.
I appreciate that.
With that, the two of them split off back to their respective houses, and Nalfi and your companions join you as you begin to make your way away from the arena.
As we're walking away, Nalfi's gonna look to everybody, and he's saying this as he's walking. Did anyone else see what Mariella did?
Did we, Joe? Or was that only clear to Nalfi and everything that happened?
I think it was only clear to Nalfi and how intentional it was.
Okay.
To the rest of you, even with your passive perceptions, watching it in the close proximity to Nalfian, it just seemed like a wild strike by somebody who was desperate, not an intentional move.
Okay. I think we all saw what happened. What about
She
it?
seemed really desperate and kind of like she was just losing the fight.
No. That's... I was walking towards chest, and then I looked over and I saw that she needed help. She had more time. She could have... I don't know, it seemed like the moment I started to turn her direction to help her... I mean, she looked right at me, and then it was like she willingly made the choice to swing out. She actively made that choice before I could get to her.
Why would she do that? How does that... What would they gain? Or do you think she was trying to find a way out?
I don't know,
You think that she's scared of her father? Well, was scared.
Fear can make you do crazy things. But something like that, I mean, whatever he said to her had to be more terrifying than death, I guess. I just... If I hadn't walked over there, would she have done the same?
If she was intentionally losing, maybe she planned to make it look like an accident. And just you walking over, she was scared that you were going to help. Maybe she just intended to let it kill her and didn't want you to get in the way of that.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't feel right. Regardless. But if anything, I feel as though Dragu wasn't already upset with us. I think this doesn't necessarily help.
And whatever Dragu did or said to his daughter caused this. Surely. Do we get to plan some kind of revenge now?
I would like nothing more. But
I still think, like we discussed last night, though it's not the wisest of choices.
no. Especially not now. But I did find these. Maybe this will give us something. And I'll show everyone the tarot card and the compass.
Do these objects seem like they hold any sort of symbolic purpose or magical powers or anything like that? Just based on a first glance, and then if I need to, I can also cast Identify on them.
Yeah, so on a first glance, I mean, it seems like the compass is broken, and then on a first glance of the card, it seems like a mundane card. Upon casting Identify, the card is mundane. It is just a tarot card. The compass, however, is magical. In terms of what it does, it is meant to, as opposed to just guiding someone north, it is meant to guide them to a specific location. However, it seems as though the compass is currently confused because it is meant to guide an individual to a location on a certain plane of existence. It seems as though you're not on that plane of existence.
So it's not broken in the sense of like we need to repair it. It's just not able to work on this plane.
Correct.
Okay, cool. And then the card being mundane, does the image and the title of the card, The Lovers, hold any meaning that Lila would know of? Because normally the Lovers card wouldn't be a picture of a bunch of knights together. It'd be like a couple,
Yeah.
right?
So in this instance, there is a sort of dual meaning of partnerships and unions. But the implication that Lila could pick up on with her passive wisdom and intelligence is not necessarily between a romantic relationship, but in a sense of either unions in a more platonic sense, or a sort of a retinue of knights. The individuals,
Camaraderie a little bit.
yeah, the individuals that crowd around a knight that are there to support him.
Okay, cool. Well, Lila will relay that information and finish with, looks like you got it, hit the nail right on the head then with your speech. Too bad it didn't ring a little bit more true with some of those knights.
I think it's just fear. I mean, holes are opening up in the sky, voices are speaking in our heads, and supposed doom is on our doorstep, and I don't think... Some of the knights that are here have never been and more than a skirmish or, stopping a raiding party here or there. They've never seen what actual battlefield looks like. And I think the image that was left with them today was a harsh reminder of that.
Well, if it wasn't today, that day would be coming up, as sad as today is. People can't hide in the dark anymore.
You're right. Well, I hurt myself again. That was almost a song lyric.
Lila will take his hand and cast Cure Wounds on that cut. It won't be enough.
You're so kind.
Just symbolism. Let's see how much you get.
Yeah, Elf is sharp and pointy. He hurts. Yeah.
You get. Take the
18.
second one. Whoops.
I'll take the second one.
Take 11.
11.
Why did I not long rest? I have all my hits. Spell slots. That's what I meant to say. Whatever.
Okay.
Thank you.
She'll smile.
Okay. So, with that, all of you head back to the barren festival grounds, an echo of what it used to be. Ha ha ha. So, as all of you return to your tent for the afternoon and evening, the funeral service is tonight. Is there anything anybody wanted to do before the funeral?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of want to do two things.
Okay.
And the first one, I think she would suggest to the party her idea. I know we don't want to make huge waves anywhere, especially with Dragu. But I was thinking if I potentially offered to give some last rites, some final piece to all the knights that passed today, maybe I could get a closer examination on Miriella and see if there was any sign of anything. But I don't want to take... I don't think it's necessarily risky. I would be honestly doing that, just that, but keeping an eye out for maybe any signs of anything unusual. But if we don't want me to do that, I also don't have to.
It's a good idea. I'm just not sure Dragu would let you.
I could just offer. He probably wouldn't, but maybe if he has a heart, he's feeling for his daughter.
There's no harm in at least trying, right? If he refuses, he refuses, but it's still a good thing to do, regardless of anything we get from it.
I was thinking of bringing Zevran with me, just because he's House Tariel and maybe having not all of House Forrester or as much House Forrester representation, he might feel a little bit more comfortable. So I'm not alone, but we don't overwhelm him, maybe.
I think it's a great idea. The worst he could say is no, but it's worth trying. I want to know what happened out there.
I won't push it. I promise I won't be risky. I just figured there's an opening.
And also, if you're gonna give rights to everyone, could be a good way to keep an ear out for potential just anything.
Mm-hmm. I can do that. Zevran, are you fine to come with me as well?
I can do that.
All right. Well, if there's no objections and everyone feels like it's a good idea, Lila will go. If wherever the bodies have been taken, she'll just offer, like, I know there's other clerics there, and offer her services. She'll obviously not start right up with House Dragu, but she'll just kind of join in with that. And while she is out during this time, she's keeping an eye out for Annalise. Just wants to see if she spots her.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check as you are out and about.
Okay.
As you are searching, looking through the fairly sparse gatherings of people headed towards the grove where the bodies are being prepared, you do not see Annalise anywhere.
Dang it. Okay, well, that's fine, but we'll just continue on to give the last rites.
Okay. So you head to that area. You begin to give each one of the fallen knights their last rites, and you can see that as you approach Miriella's body. Sir Drago is there, but it doesn't stop you.
Okay, cool. As she's giving the last rites, I don't know if it'd be like a medicine check or just investigation or what, but she's wondering if maybe there's any sort of like, if this was maybe the start of some sort of ritual, like a sacrifice maybe, because it obviously could be Miriella trying to find a way out, but I think Lila's thinking with what the information Nalf gave them, that this is something she had to do in order to incite something. So maybe if there's any sort of lingering magic, any symbols, any cuts that seem like it could be tied to anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, make a religion check.
Okay.
Okay. 18. Upon this sort of very brief initial investigation you can do of the body, there is nothing on the surface that you can see that would lead you to believe there's any type of occult-like behavior.
Okay. All right, I don't think she would pry around anymore.
Okay. So, you linger there just for a little bit longer after giving the last rites, and you can see that at this point now the rest of the knights begin to arrive in the grove of the Green Lady on this evening. And same as before, the Green Knight gives a speech. However, in this scenario, it is much shorter. Much less is said about the individual, and the glow of the grove is lesser than what it was at the previous funeral. It is darker. It's quieter. The bodies are sent out, and once again, they assimilate into the earth. The bodies burn away, and as they do, instead of ash, it is vine and leaf and flower petals and pollen that floats up from the small boats that they're pushed out into the grove. They become one with the grove, one with the Green Lady. So, with that, as the funeral ends and all of the knights depart, you head back to your tent. There are two things you have to do yet today before you are ready to delve into the final challenge of the tourney of the Green Lady. As I understand it, speaking with Lord Ambrose, the Hand of the Queen, and then meeting with Sir Aveline and Sir Edwards, Sir Dickon, to discuss what may be going on and the potential of alliances and this final challenge. But on that note, that is actually where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session, so that way we're ending right on time, being conscious of people's times. It's just, see, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to play today, so yeah. So thank you so much for being able to be here, to the four of you. I appreciate you greatly. It's always better to play, even if only for a little bit, than to not play at all. We will not be playing next weekend because of a multitude of reasons. So be sure to tune in the Saturday after next for the continuation of Isles, this Tuesday for Salamander Coast, this Wednesday maybe for the Tales of Iverion, because we're still up in the air about that a bit. So thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.